Okay, this is the last video I'm gonna do tonight. I'll keep going tomorrow because there's a lot. So, last I left off, this woman was walking along a riverbank hoping she would give birth next to the river, which is just bonkers. This is really sad. Her little daughter saved some rocks and stuff for a birth box for her sibling, which is cute and sad. So then the next day happens and still nothing. Wednesday comes, still nothing. She starts to feel some sense of doubt, but her husband's like, no, it's cool. She's still feeling movement. Her temperature's not rising. She doesn't think she's getting an infection. She's staying hydrated. I read of other numerous moms having their waters open for days, a week, quite a few even up to 2 weeks before going into active labor. I'm going to call bullshit on that. As we've learned from earlier this week, there's just no way without like severe infection and sepsis happening. But you know, your echo chamber is going to tell you what you want to hear. I told myself this is the ultimate test of patience. Everything I heard or read reassured me and gave me that little bit of fuel I needed to hang on. Baby was still extremely active. Anxiety was through the roof. That's because all the other family members were starting to worry about her. We cut them off and decided we would wait to see what happens. And if it didn't pick up by the night, they would figure out something to do. Yeah, always great to cut off the people who are expressing concern about you and your bullshit, dangerous, bonkers, cult-like ways, but whatever. Woke up early Friday morning, so now her water has been broken for like a week, right? Felt a strong reassuring kick. Sorry if that got cut off weird, my battery is dying. Husband started heating up water for the tub again, graciously eased on in. So very ready for things to really start and to hold my baby. A few hours later, full of sporadic waves, they just left. I was still in the tub when I placed my hands on my belly and knew in the depths of my soul something was wrong. I didn't say a word, but daughter, this is a daughter so young, she's still breastfeeding, by the way, hopped out of the tub and started screaming for her daddy. He had walked out to find service to let his mom know we were fine. So they're in the middle of the fucking woods or something, in the middle of nowhere. No service, no help immediately by. I stepped out of the tub and felt something slip out. I felt but couldn't tell if it was a cord or a foot. I started to scream for my husband, who came running. I asked him what it was, and he said it was a cord. I told him to call an ambulance and immediately put my rear up in the air. I'm going to stop here for the night because this gets really, really bad, like way worse than you think it's going to get, and it's very late. So prepare yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Wednesday. Hi everyone, happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to continue on with this post. It's very difficult. I'm going to see how far I can get into it because it's super long, and I work in like 45 minutes, so I might have to break it up until like later on tonight, but let's see how far we can get. The last time I spoke to you, I was presenting this story, and the woman was home birthing and free birthing, and her husband went to get reception because they're in the middle of nowhere to tell the mom that everything's okay, and she realized that she was having a cord prolapse. So that's the background. Here we go. So she asks, you can pause to read this. She asks what he sees, and he says it's a cord. She tells him to call an ambulance and immediately gets on her hands and knees and puts her rear in the air and slipped the cord back in. I have seen that before. I'm not well versed on cord prolapses, but I have seen the put your butt in the air thing before. The operator told her that she should be lying on her back. I asked my husband to ask her why, and she said that's what her papers said. I had him tell her, okay, and kept my rear up. That's what I'd read to do, and I was sure I'd read more about it than her. I don't know how much 911 operators know about things, but the arrogance and rudeness here is like astounding to me. You are in the middle of nowhere. We're going to see that it takes forever for this ambulance to get to you, and you're getting mad at the 911 operator for your negligence? And if you think that's the maddest I'm going to get here, you are wrong. Again, they're in the middle of nowhere, so it takes the ambulance 30 minutes to arrive. When they finally got there, they had me lie on my back so they could pick me up and put me in a stretcher. They strapped me in. It took nearly an hour to get to the hospital. The paramedics were laughing, joking about having to deliver a baby in their vehicle. I bit my tongue, focused on breathing through the waves, determined to show them that if I had the urge to push, I would be the one delivering my baby. Real arrogant for a person whose water broke several days ago and is now in the midst of a cord prolapse with no help because you're in the middle of nowhere. The arrogance. And there is a huge part of me that wants to believe that this is a troll, because the way it's written is so grandiose and so insane that I need it to be a troll. It's almost like she's gunning for a book deal. When we got to the hospital, they checked my dilation without asking. I remember one person said we should look away and I deserved privacy, but no one did. I'm quickly running out of time, so I'm going to go to a part 6. Part 6. I feel like I should be linking these, in the comments or something, but... So just to reiterate, cord prolapse, an hour away from the hospital. Very upset at the hospital for checking her dilation without asking first, even though this is an emergency of her own making. The lady who checked the dilation said that the baby was breech and everyone began prepping for a C-section. I wasn't thinking clearly. Waves had disappeared completely. I was terrified. I felt ganged up on, attacked, on the defense. So violated already. What about your child? What about your dying child? Do you think that they felt violated when your water broke several days ago and you didn't do anything about it except wish for giving birth next to a river? What about them? They weren't asking me. They weren't consulting me. They were raping me. I have talked about this before. But there is nothing but hatred in my heart for people who do this sort of thing, and then when they have emergency medical services, say that they are being raped. You are not being raped. Get a different word for it. Stop it. I have absolutely nothing but disgust for anyone who equates this sort of stuff with rape. You are a disgusting person for many reasons, that being the number one reason. I don't know what is going on out there. On the inside, I was panicking. On the outside, I was so very unnaturally calm. I told them I was completely comfortable delivering a breech baby. They told me I didn't have a choice. Before I could respond, there was a doctor doing an ultrasound, and my only thought was, please find a heartbeat. Please find a heartbeat. Obviously, they keep trying to find a heartbeat. I'd had a completely unassisted pregnancy. I hadn't wanted a single ultrasound, but at that moment, I just wanted to hear a heartbeat. Read. I was completely irresponsible, and now I was hoping that my irresponsibility didn't harm my unborn child. And I was wrong. The lady who told me I didn't have a choice was talking to the doctor. She's meconium stained. Her water broke 5 days ago, but she didn't come in because it was a planned... Oops, my battery's dying. It was a planned home birth. Oh, the judgment, the bitterness dripping from her mouth. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we feel attacked? Do we feel judged? Because we let our water break 5 days ago in the middle of nowhere and didn't do anything about it? And now our baby is dead? Do you feel judged? Good. You should. Because you're a terrible person. And your child didn't deserve this. I'm gonna try and make one more. But it keeps going.